Hi class. Today we're diving into participatory development. Big phrase, but here's the simple version. It means the community works together to solve problems, not just waiting for outsiders to help. Think of your class cleaning the room. If only one or two do it, it's unfair. But if everyone participates, it's faster and more successful. Introduction to Participatory Development. Participatory development is a community centered approach that involves people in the development process, promoting self reliance and sustainable growth. The goal is to empower individuals by giving them equal opportunities to participate in decision making and implementation. Its relevance particularly important in developing countries like the Philippines to uplift marginalized communities. Participatory development is about letting people join in decision making and actions. Instead of a mayor deciding to build a waiting shed near the plaza, he consults the community. Maybe people say, would they rather fix the water supply first? That way, projects are based on what the people actually need, not just what leaders think. Key principles of participatory development: inclusiveness, ensuring that all the community members, especially marginalized groups, are included in the development processes. Everyone joins, even those usually ignored. Example, letting tricycle drivers, street vendors, and youth speak in a barangay meeting. Next, empowerment, providing individuals with the tools and opportunities to actively participate in decision making. Empowerment gives tools and chances to people, like training parents to tutor kids in reading. Third is sustainability, focusing on long-term growth that the community can maintain on its own. Projects should last. Example, instead of giving free food once, teaching families how to start backyard gardens. Lastly, ownership, encouraging community members to take ownership of development initiatives to ensure their success and longevity. Ownership means people should feel the project is theirs. Like if the barangay paints the covered court together, they'll take care of it. So, these are the four key principles of participatory development. Importance of participatory development in the Philippines. As a developing country, the Philippines faces many social, economic, and political challenges. Participatory development is crucial to address the country's poverty, unemployment, and access to basic services. Involving locals ensures that development is tailored to the community's specific needs, improving their quality of life. In the Philippines, we face many problems like poverty, lack of jobs, and poor services. Participatory development is very important because locals know their problems best. Say, for example, in a coastal town, fisher folk suggested building a proper fish market instead of another basketball court. Why? Because selling fish properly increases their income. When locals speak up, solutions become practical. Social movement and institutional perspectives. Social movement perspective focuses on grassroots efforts to drive change, often initiated by marginalized groups. Examples: farmer cooperatives, women's rights groups, environmental movements. Social movements is led by people. These are people led efforts, like community cleanup drives. Institutional perspective encourages collaboration between governments, non-government organizations, and international organizations to implement development programs. Example, government poverty alleviation programs, NGO-led educational initiatives. Institutional perspective are government or NGOs providing structure and support. Say, for example, a youth group starts a weekend tree planting activity that falls under social movement. Then the local government provides seedlings and tools. That's under institutional support. Together, the project grows stronger. Benefits of participatory development. First, self-reliance. Communities develop the skills and resources needed to sustain development. Second, collective problem solving. Community members work together to address common issues. Sense of ownership. When individuals feel ownership over a project, they are more invested in its success. And lastly, improved decision making. Involving local voices leads to more effective, context sensitive solutions. When people participate, they gain skills, confidence, and ownership. Example, a barangay held workshops on disaster preparedness. Now residents know how to respond in typhoons, not just wait for rescuers. That's empowerment in action. Government and NGO efforts in participatory development, poverty alleviation programs, engaging communities in designing and implementing poverty reduction strategies, agrarian reform, participation in land reform and agricultural development to ensure farmers' rights, solid waste management, community-led initiatives to manage and reduce waste in local areas. Medical missions, health programs where local communities participate in planning and delivering healthcare services. Some efforts in the Philippines are these: poverty programs, agrarian reform, waste management, and health programs. If we say poverty programs, communities decides which livelihood fits them best, like sewing uniforms or making bread. If we say agrarian reform, farmers forming groups to manage shared land. If we say waste management, students and residents setting up a barangay recycling station. If we say medical missions such as health programs, training our youth as peer counselors for mental health or first aid responders. The role of community in development. Strong sense of community. Communities that share a strong sense of belonging and responsibility are more motivated to solve problems. When people share a strong sense of community, they are motivated and empowered to change problems they face, according to Chavez et al., year 1990. Community as catalysts. A united community can serve as a catalyst for change, engaging in decision making and action. A strong sense of community motivates action. Example, during floods, neighbors often help each other by rescuing kids, cooking food together, or sharing space in their houses. That's participatory development in real life. Communities becoming catalysts for change. Another example is the very relevant nowadays or at this moment of time is what had happened to our neighbors, to our fellow Filipinos in the city of Bogo during the 7.6 earthquake. Many of us traveled to provide the needs of our fellow Filipinos. Again, We become catalysts for change if we help one another. Key strategies for successful participatory development. Fostering membership. Encourage community members to actively join and participate in programs. Invite everyone. Example, even parents and vendors joining school meetings. Meeting needs. Address immediate and long-term needs identified by the community itself. Listen first. Example, students saying they need more chairs, not more posters on the wall. Shared emotional connection. Build relationships and a shared sense of purpose among community members. People bond. Example, a fun run to raise funds for a school library. Next, increasing influence. Give the community a say in development decisions that affect them. Give people a voice. Example, barangay residents voting for a CCTV system instead of a new arc. Here are some challenges of participatory development. Number one, lack of resources. Communities may lack the financial or technical resources needed for meaningful participation. No budget or technical skills. Next, power dynamics. Marginalized groups may struggle to have their voices heard. These are power struggles. Sometimes leaders ignore youth or women's voices. Sustainability, ensuring that development initiatives continue after initial funding or support ends. Projects ending when donors leave. Example, a free Wi-Fi project in a barangay stopped because there was no plan to pay for electricity after the pilot program. Solutions to overcome these challenges. Capacity building. Provide training and resources to empower community members. Training people, example, farmers learning financial literacy to handle earnings better. Inclusive governance. Ensure that development projects are inclusive of all community voices, letting marginalized groups join. Example, youth representatives in barangay councils. Partnerships. Build strong collaborations between communities, governments, and NGOs to share resource and knowledge. Teamwork between government, NGOs, and locals. Example, local government unit plus non-government organization plus students building a community library. Examples of participatory development in the Philippines. These are community-driven solid waste management in Barangay Ligtong, Cavite, agrarian reform and farmer-led cooperatives in Negros Occidental, and health missions with community volunteers in rural Mindanao. There are some barangay organizing its own no to single-use plastics policy. That's another example for participatory development. We have farmers in Benguet forming a cooperative to sell vegetables directly. And we have students in Iloilo organizing peer teaching programs to help classmates struggling in math. These are local, simple, but impactful. Conclusion, participatory development is essential. It fosters community empowerment, promotes sustainable growth, and leads to a more equitable distribution of resources. Role of individuals and communities. Everyone has a role to play in shaping the future of their community. And call to action as always, encourage local governments and organizations to prioritize participatory development initiatives to foster stronger, self reliant communities. In short, participatory development means working with people, not for people. Working with people. If everyone helps, youth, adults, workers, students, the community grows stronger, more self reliant, and sustainable. All right, thank you. That is it. I hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now.